Hey y'all. How y'all doing? I'm surprised. Okay, I'm having technical difficulties, y'all. How y'all doing tonight? I know it's a lot going on these YouTube streets. Hey, thank you, Real Chase. Thank you, Cheeky. Thank you, Miss Queen, for coming in at 9 o'clock tonight. I'm just gonna talk a little bit. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. You know me. I pretty much say what I'm gonna say, and then I go sit down somewhere. Hey, Brooklyn lady, how my three people in the chat? Yeah, I started a little late. You know me, fashionably late. Um, it was a lot going on. Hey, I art you. How are you, sweetie? One of my new subs. Oh, it's 7. You must be in Cali. So for it to be 7 p.m. Hey, Channel Forbes, how are you? Just watching the game. Oh, okay. The game. I forgot about the game. I'm sorry. Hey, watch them niggas. How are you? Yeah, I'm sorry about the game. What the hell is going on? It's a lot going on, man. I'm telling you. I'm talking a little bit about betrayal, and I'm gonna get y'all opinion. Have y'all ever been betrayed? And we're just gonna have a conversation. But if you heat leading today, oh my god, I was rooting for Denver. I can't believe it. I need to look at the score. Can somebody tell me the score? Channel Forbes, can you tell me the score? Yeah, I was rooting for Denver instead of Miami, you know. So, um, yeah, Miami needs to lose. Hey, Keita. A lot of my music has been based on betrayal to begin with. 60 to 58. Oh, okay. They have a chance to catch up a little bit. Okay. All right. Thank you, Channel Forbes. Well, I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. I tell y'all that all the time. Hey, yours, Mike. It's 60 to 60 now? Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, because I want Denver to win. I'm gonna tell you the dictionary definition of betrayal, but it says betray. Okay. Let me go down here. I'm a little blind at times. To lead astray, to deliver an enemy by treachery, to prove unfaithful. Wow. Okay. So I'm pretty sure. Hey, it's all top notch. How you doing, sweetie? Third quarter, but still a heated game. Okay. Yeah, I know you men gonna be looking at the game and stuff, but I'm like I said, it's all good. I'm just glad y'all showed up. Yo, it's Mike. Hey, sweetie. So that's basically what betray means. And we all have experienced being betrayed. Even maybe some of us have maybe betrayed others. I just kind of want to know y'all opinion on it. And um, I'm gonna put the link in the chat just in case if somebody would like to come up. I know for me, I had plenty instances where I was betrayed. And sometimes it was kind of like it was a shock, but some things, when you know certain people's behavior, the pattern of people's behavior, what they've done to other people, sometimes it's kind of to be expected. um I know how I got over some betrayal is I understood that people are going to be people, right? And when you understand people are going to be people, you are not so surprised when people turn on you. I always tell you, some of the closest people to you will betray you. I would say some of the people that seem like they really cool with you, like they actually have your best interest in mind, those are the same ones that are plotting or trying to get your information to do whatever with. And it's most of the time it's in a negative, it's in a negative way. I know for me, when I have experience, just to give you, well, I talk about a lot of betrayal, especially when I have experience. Hey, Laura, when I talked about some of the things I went through about befriending someone. You befriend someone, you think that they're cool, you enjoy, they seem like they are easygoing, the life of the party, and you think that they're like decent people. They always talk about loyalty and being loyal to other people. And then you find out that what they really feel about you is not basically what it's adding up to be. Sometimes they have, I know for me, I've had people that seem really cool with me, but they are saying things behind my back, and it's kind of like, wow, you kind of feel disappointed. And I kind of wanted to know some of you guys' opinion on that. How do you recover from that? How do you deal with it? Like I said, I know for me, I understand that not to be surprised by people's betrayal, because it is inevitable. Um, I had been friends like with someone and really cared for the person, just for that person to turn around and basically try to violate me, try to put disdain on my name. And you have to figure out, how do you get out of that? Because I know at one point I got into a depression, when I felt like someone betrayed me. Even though it's to be, expected sometimes, you never get used to the feeling of someone betraying you, right? That's just something that you'll never get used to. But you have to have it in your mind sometime, it is to be expected, because we're dealing with all types of people. Everybody has not been raised like you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't, I would just say, for the most part, I don't think a lot of people are really genuine. I could be totally wrong, but I don't really feel like a lot of people are really genuine with their feelings. Some people don't want to say certain things because they feel like, not necessarily it'll hurt your feelings, but they really don't want to show their true motives of being around you, or or dealing with you. And that's kind of like, kind of, to me, that's very irritating to me, because it's like, why hang around people that you really don't like? What do you think you're going to get out of that? You know what I'm saying? That's why I wonder about certain things. And now, guys, I don't want to be up here all day talking to myself. I want y'all to come up with something. I put the link in the chat. I'll put it in there again. Have you ever dealt with betrayal? And when you did, how did you deal with it? And then also, have you ever betrayed someone, someone else? Trying to think, maybe I have, not intentionally, when maybe somebody has told me something and I may accidentally say it, not trying to be malicious, but just telling the other person maybe what happened, and ended up getting back to that person. That person ended up feeling betrayed. I've done that, and made a mistake. So now, when people tell me stuff, I keep it to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless, if I do want to tell somebody, I'm going to keep it to myself, because even though that person can't see it, I want to be somebody that has enough integrity that if somebody tells me something, it's not meant for anybody else to know. And sometimes when we do those things, we lose good people in our lives and good friendships, because we can't learn to keep our mouth shut, right? Also, like I said, dealing with people that you may not want to really deal with, um, you find yourself, kind of faking it until you make it. And then when things turn out where people can actually see, that you don't really like them, then that is some betrayal. Like I said, it's on both ends. Um, oh, great. Child. Oh, that's Keita. Okay, I'm about to say, hey, Keita,
Hey, how are you?
you just fine. Yeah, I wanted to know how do you like? Well, you got the question when I was asking right about betrayal. Have you
Yes.
ever? It most people have experienced. I don't know anybody that hasn't. How
Oh,
did you
yes.
deal with it?
Let me just say this. At first, initially, I cursed them out.
Right.
Then I really like removed myself from them
Mm-hmm.
because I refused to fall apart in front of them.
Right.
So it did. I mean, especially if you known somebody for so long,
Mm-hmm.
it does break your heart. I don't care
Yeah.
how strong you are, it breaks your heart. But I
Mm-hmm.
refused to do it in front of them, and I did not allow them back in my life. Now, when I seen them in the street and they spoke, I was speaking to them, but I didn't allow them back in my life because if you did it once, you'll do it again. That
Yes,
don't
you
mean I
will.
hate you. That don't mean sometimes betrayal comes where people don't even realize, like you said, and I say the same thing. They don't even know that they're what they're doing.
Right.
Sometimes they're just being selfish, and they're not even realizing they're hurting your feelings. So,
Exactly.
but I mean, I'm a strong believer in just removing you. I could even
Mm-hmm.
if I love you, I'll love you from a distance. I don't care if you're family.
Right.
Um, that don't mean I hate you. It just means that I don't want you in my life anymore. Around me anymore.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so that's it. I'm not gonna stay up here long. I mean, I wanted more people to come up so I could drop down, but
Hey Vance, how are you? Yeah. Hey Captain Wolf. I'm glad that you came up, Keita, and that. Hey CC. Um, that's one thing that I noticed about me in past relationships, when I have dealt with people, and and this doesn't happen often, but I had made the mistake of accidentally and I was trying to explain something to the other person, and I said something the other person told me, and it got back to that person, right?
mhm,
Um and I wasn't trying to be malicious. I was trying to explain something about that person on what happened.
mhm,
I'm like, not only did I betray that person, but the person I told betrayed me.
yeah,
So, so
yeah.
basically, it's like I guess I reap what I sowed.
Right. Karma is, I mean, seriously, if someone's telling you something, just keep it to yourself, and you just don't want to be a part of anything. I mean, you don't want to be in a mess. So if
Right.
somebody's trusting you to say, to keep something to yourself, just keep it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously,
And
you don't want to double cross anybody because you get what you put out sometimes. And so
yes,
if you are not loyal to someone, someone's not going to be loyal to you. You
right.
know. So.
And that's kind of what I learned.
Mhm.
And it was a long time ago, and it was just like, wow. It helped me to be more self aware of what I was doing, because I didn't really realize you are betraying a person by saying something that they told you, especially when it's in confidence. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it
And I
made me
do not
more.
do that.
hmm Yeah, and it made
Yeah.
me more aware of my relationships and how I deal with people. And like I said, when someone tells me not to say nothing, don't say it. Now, if they say, "Well, you can say it," and I'll be like, "I'll say it," but I won't say the name of the person that told me. But for the most point, I'm making a habit, whatever somebody tell me, even though they say you can say something about it, don't say anything. Just I just want to leave it alone, and let because I want to be seen more trustworthy. I would say, rather than not trustworthy, or untrustworthy. So that's pretty interesting. Like I said, I made the mistake, and we all, I think, experience to a certain extent betrayal in our lives, and we have betrayed other people, some knowingly and some not knowingly, but that's something that we all need to consider, when we're dealing and when people tell us things, or when we are around people. Are you a person that's easily betraying people? You know what I'm saying? And if you've been betrayed a lot, how do you stop from being betrayed a lot? Do you know how to be more discerning, or do you have wisdom when you're dealing with people? See, all of that comes into play. That even, some situations when I've been through some things, it kind of helped me to be more discerning. I say of the people that I have around me and what I say and who I say it with. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking too much.
No, no, no. I'm just letting you talk because I can over talk too. So I'm just being
Mhm.
respectful.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you kind of understand what I'm saying on that too?
I understand perfectly.
Hmm.
Here's the thing. I don't betray anyone. If I'm loyal to a fault. If I call you a friend, you are my friend.
Right.
If I call you my sister, you are my sister.
Right.
If you will have to betray me first, because I'm not the betrayer, and I
Mm.
never have been like that. Anybody in my family, any of my friends can tell you that, and that's
Okay.
on everything. It's
Mm.
just I'm not that way. So
Right.
when people betray me, I am hurt because I'm so loyal to people. So when some and it doesn't happen very often. I don't know when the last time it happened, but when it does
Hmm.
happen, I am hurt because I know how I am if I call you a friend.
Right.
So yeah, I am hurt because I know that I'm not a perfect friend, but
Right.
betrayal and sneaking behind somebody's back and doing this and doing that, no, that's not me at all. Never
Right.
have been. If I got a problem with you, I'm going to say it to you.
Right.
I'm not going through a third party. If I have something to say, I'm going to say it to you. You might not like it, but I'm going to say it.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what one thing I can appreciate about you, Keita. I can feel your genuineness and dealing with people and how you want people to basically whatever you give out, that's what you want to get. And that's what most people want, decent people.
Mhm.
They want to be able to trust somebody without having to watch everything they say. Because to
Yeah.
me, it's like some people it's like walking on eggshells because you just don't know what you can say or what you can't say around certain people. You just don't know. Um, and I've always said, and the reason why I have the title "Betrayal" is a mufo because it is. And I really want to say the other word, but I'm trying. I try not to cuss in a lot of times, but use that type of language. But it really is. It hurts, and it hurts so deep to the core to where
Mhm.
if you're not careful, you'll get depressed. And you get so depressed to where it's like it's hard for you to come out. It's hard for you to get close to people again.
Mhm. Trust people. Yep.
Yeah, to trust
Yep.
people. And it's
Yep.
just like I said, now I'm just learning to, just like I said, be more discerning, observe more, say less, listen more, right?
Yep.
Because sometimes
Yep.
when we listen, sometimes when we watch more, we can kind of see, I would say, we can kind of see if there's some type of pattern of telling people's business. Like if it's a lady that you cool with or a guy and you're talking to them and they're telling you all the time about somebody else's business, more than likely they're going to be telling yours. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the
So
old saying.
mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. What is that old saying?
What is
Is
it?
that
It's a person that carried a bone or something like that. What is it? What your grandma used to say? If you carry the
yeah, I
bone, you'll
forgot the
something
name.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something like that because um I can't remember the saying. I don't know if anybody know in the chat that saying about carrying the bone, but sometimes, like I said,
Mhm.
when you dealing with that type of betrayal, but you see somebody that's hey JB, that's my buddy. When you kind of see somebody that's always telling you about somebody else's business, and you like, dang, how did they know that? And then you be like, okay, I really need to be very careful what I say around this person because that person probably go back and tell my business.
Right.
I know it was one girl, Keita, I was around, and she would just tell us everything that's going on. I
Mm.
mean, everything.
Mm.
And and even in that, I listen and a few other people listen, but I was thinking to myself, I know damn well I'm not gonna tell her nothing about my personal life.
Mm.
And I'm
Mm.
so glad that hey, Maddie. I'm so glad that I didn't, because if I did, it would be spread. I mean, everywhere. You know
Right.
what I'm
And
saying?
right. YouTube is YouTube. So everybody gossip, but somebody's personally telling you something about
Hmm.
their personal life, you don't say a damn word. YouTube is YouTube. It's gonna come out either way. So there's
Right,
really no secrets in YouTube.
right,
Eventually it will come out. But
right.
somebody break it down, I mean somebody's confining in you and telling you their personal life. No,
Hmm.
and don't ask me about it because I ain't telling you. I'm not directing it towards you. I'm just saying. If
Right.
you told me something personal that you did not want anybody to know and say, Keita, don't tell anybody, that's it. I'm not saying anything.
Exactly.
I don't
Exactly.
care if I'm mad at you, as long as you don't say nothing about me. If me and you don't even talk again and
Exactly.
we're mad, as long as you ain't saying nothing about my personal life, it ain't coming out. Now, if you
Right.
start airing out my stuff, then I'm going to air you back out. But other than
Right.
that, no. I know how to walk away.
Right. And I know how
Right.
to walk away too, but you know,
Right.
lot of these people, they don't know
Mhm.
how to let well enough alone. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
they want to try to expose you for a lot of stuff, but it's like, okay, had I been smart enough and not said some things around them, I wouldn't be dealing with that today. And that's what I kind of learned, to kind of just be very cautious and watch people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Everybody's not out to get you, but at
Yep.
the same time, you do have to use some
Common
common sense.
sense. Sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, like I said before, common sense ain't common. You
I'm
got
telling
a
you.
you got a lot of bird
You gotta
brains
be, you
out
got,
there.
yep, and
I
you gotta
call
be
them.
careful. People show
Hmm.
you who they are. Like you see the red flags, but you still it depends on how you like that person. You just
Yeah.
kind of like brush it to the side, and
Hmm.
so you just have to watch, watch their behavior.
Right.
And that's
Right.
that's that's the thing. Everybody that smile and laugh with you is not your friend. Some
Exactly.
people are just there just for that. Like you have a friend that you gossip with. You have a friend that you sit here until y'all talk about personal stuff. You have a friend that you go shopping with. There's if
Yep.
you have like five friends, some of them you don't hang around them at the same time because you. Not
Right.
saying you use them, you hang around them for certain reasons.
Hey, realist.
So
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, that's what I said too, and I was just like, I had dealt with some, I had ended up getting used to being betrayed on YouTube, which is kind of
mm,
interesting and weird to say. But once I kind of figured out how people moved, I wasn't
mm-hmm.
so, I'm like, I knew it, but anyway, I can't do nothing about it, at
Right,
this time. But I'm like, thank God I didn't tell them nothing, no secrets or nothing
right,
I was dealing with. So I'm like,
right.
I'm good. You can say I'm a liar. You can say I'm fake. You can say all those things because you really don't know me. So that's
Mm-hmm.
good. So I got used to dealing with that kind of stuff. So now I kind of know how to deal with stuff a little bit different than I did
Mm-hmm.
before. Before I
Mm-hmm.
was panicking. I was uh, depressed and
Mm-hmm.
just was like, "Woe is me." But then I kind of snapped out of it. I'm like,
You got to.
"Hey,
You have to because
yeah,
the in this sector, like I said, it's guaranteed. If you and see, here's the thing. I gotta do a side note real quick. If
hmm,
you had people, content creators, and even subs, stop talking to a bunch of people. If
right."
you, I mean, you're letting too many people in your circle,
Right.
and then people are wondering why this is how. Listen, stop letting people in y'all circle so much.
Mhm.
Y'all got to stop being so nice to people. It's okay to be approachable, but you have
Right.
to stop letting everybody is not there to cheer. Some people are just there to watch your moves and see what you're gonna do,
Mhm.
and then go
Mhm.
spread and twist it until they. Selena told me this and start naming like 4 or 5 lies that you did not say.
Right.
You might have said one thing out of the 4 things they said. So
Right.
y'all have to really be careful who y'all let enter y'all circle.
Right.
The
And,
people that I talk to, which is very, 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 very few, um, I know who I talk to. So if somebody said I said something, yes,
mhm.
I said it, but I know who I said it to. So
Right.
it's only one or two or three, no, two people that I can point out and say that person said it.
Mhm.
And
And
when you have a group of people, you can't
uh
tell who said what because they gonna all lie and say they ain't said.
Yeah, and see, that's what I said. See, I came on here just wanting to have a good time, getting to know
Mhm.
people, getting into groups, and thank you, Laura, and getting to know people and having that persona like, oh, everybody is just having a good time. Every it's all good. You know what I'm saying? And then till I realized I was in a lion's den, you know, and
Absolutely.
it was a little too late. And here I am,
Yeah.
like, God dang, what you know, and it's because when you around a lot of people and you try to be cool with everybody and you start talking, you don't realize when you talking, you got to remember people, they got different agendas, right? So when
Mhm.
you have to be cautious of stuff that you are saying around a
Mhm.
lot of people. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I think that's where I was so unwise.
Mhm.
And I talked a lot, and it
Mhm.
wasn't maliciously. It was just something that
Mhm.
how I feel at the time because I'm kind of one of those people. I don't want to be a fake person. So if it's something
Right.
I need to say, I'm going to say it, right? But
Right.
see
Right.
that, like I was telling today, teachable moments. Sometimes you have to learn when to talk and when not to, and don't get involved in stuff that ain't none of your business. If it doesn't directly have anything to do with you, I would say, or anyone you truly know or love, sometimes you just need to sit back, watch the show, okay, and
Mhm.
then observe and just be quiet until
Mhm.
but don't give. That's why I said now I'm not going to give, even though things are going to happen, you're going to get people that's trying to get close to you and they might try to betray you, but it's not
Mhm.
going to be, it's going to be less because I'm
Mhm.
going to learn to deal with a smaller group of people, right?
Mhm.
That I
Mhm.
trust, want to deal with.
Mhm.
And then if I
Mhm.
say anything, I can be able to repeat it. And if I say something and it's being repeated to other people, I know exactly who it is coming from. Hey, Rich,
Exactly.
how are you, sweetie?
That's the
I
same
know,
thing, guys. Yep. Yep.
yeah, I know
Yep.
exactly who it's coming from. So I
Mhm.
have to, you know what? I think sometimes in life, betrayal, it becomes to, and I hate when people used to say this, when you going through things, it's supposed to make you stronger, but it actually is.
Mhm.
It's supposed to make you stronger. It's supposed to make you have wisdom. You shouldn't be the same place you were 2 years ago
No.
or a year ago,
Absolutely.
right?
Exactly. Exactly.
hmm
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's kind of what I kind of see. If you don't learn anything while you are going through things, it is a waste of time. You
Mhm.
need to learn. If I let me tell you this, Keita, if I make the same decision that I made 2 years ago do some of the same actions that I did 2 years ago, do you know how stupid I am? You know how stupid I would be?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Because
people,
yeah, and you
go ahead.
can't be in the same space and still complain. You can't do
Right.
nothing with, you get what I'm saying. A lot of people do the same stuff over and over again, looking
hmm
for different results. That's the sanity. You can't
Yeah.
complain about something if you're not moving forward with your life to make different decisions.
Right,
Now, I'm not
right.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I was guilty of that at one point in my life.
Mhm.
So I had to learn from it.
Huh.
Why am I complaining and I'm sitting here still doing the same thing over and over again? Come on now, looking for
Mhm.
different results. I got to be real. I'm always going. I mean, listen, I'm going to always include me
Uh,
because I'm not perfect. So I
right.
am guilty of that, but I
I,
have certainly learned.
right.
Yeah.
You know what, Maddie? You talking about the this is off the subject. He was talking about being modded. I don't know how to do this on my phone. My computer is still out on commission right now. Hopefully I get my computer fixed very soon. So I don't know how to mod people on my phone. I really don't. But anyway, but as soon as I get my computer going, I will mod you on your other account. But yeah, but back to what we said, because it'll match you with that foolishness. But yeah, but back to what I was saying, you know, like I said, Yeah, if I keep doing the same thing over and over, it's insanity at this point.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
insanity. And I just
Yep.
said, you know what? If y'all ever hear of me going through the stuff that I've been through in the past, please unsub for me because I am slow.
Yeah.
I'm slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I really have I really have some issues
Yeah.
that I have not worked through, apparently. Now I can see people just lying on you about certain stuff, but if you
Yeah.
do it, if I get involved in the same kind of stuff that
Hmm.
I did before, please, I beg you, unsub from me because I'm slow. I I have learned so much in this past year, in 2 years. I would say that it has made me so much more. Has made me so much smarter.
Hmm.
27, Darren. It has made me so much smarter because now I can look at certain things. Now I can be like, I ain't touching that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or I'm not
Right.
saying that.
Right.
Because you realize as you deal with people, you don't want to get involved in it. Because
Right.
there's a lot that comes with your mouth. Your
Hmm.
when you speak, it's a big responsibility what comes out of your mouth. You know,
Yep.
actions matter. Actions matter, right?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
when we speak certain things and we're not being we're just kind of being unwise with what we say and speak. It creates some type of chaos, I would say,
Hmm.
instead of what you may be trying to say or design. You're trying to say it in a way that is brings clarity, but sometimes it brings confusion. It's weird how I'm trying to articulate. I don't know. Do you can you kind of articulate? Do you kind of know what I'm trying to say?
Are you saying the power of the tongue? Are you talking
Basically,
about that? The
it
power
can.
of the tongue? When
Yeah,
you
the
say
power.
things, it could come to fruition. If I'm saying that correctly, like you have to be careful what you say out of your mouth, because I mean,
Yeah,
if that's what you're, I might be wrong of what you're saying, but I also, you really do have to be careful of what you say, because some of the
right,
things you can say out of your mouth can come true, whether good or bad.
right.
Um, you have to speak more positive than negative, and sometimes
Mhm.
we all are guilty of speaking sometimes more negative than positive.
But
So,
I was speaking more, Kita, on
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
watching. No, that's okay. I was speaking more on watching what we say as far as if it affects people around us.
Oh, I have a
Because
problem with that because I don't. I'm a Sagittarius. You know,
yeah, we
I'm kind
do.
of blunt, so I have to give
Hmm.
ask somebody in the chat because I'm still working on that.
Yeah, I am too. And see, that's something else that gets me in trouble. And sometimes when you say certain things, you're not trying to be hurtful, but that
Yeah.
person could sometimes maybe take it as a little betrayal or
Uh
it's
huh.
something like that. So I have to kind of sometimes watch my wording, or just sometimes just not say anything because I know I have diarrhea at
Mhm.
the mouth at times.
Mhm. Mhm.
I have it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then I
Mhm.
have said some things to a friend, and they took it as me betraying them because I'm saying something that I feel at the time. But I'm not betraying you. It's just that sometimes I feel like that. You know what I'm saying? People are
Right.
too sensitive, Miss Selena. Yeah, I've had friends that were kind of really too sensitive, and the things that I said to them, they felt like I was just betraying them or I was being rude
Rude.
when it
Yeah.
was just like, nah, I'm trying not to be insensitive, but sometimes when you're telling the truth on how you see a matter, there's no
Mhm.
easy way to say it, or you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I
but
kind of struggle.
some people, and I'll say, and I'll piggyback what you're saying, but I'll say this first.
Hmm.
Sometimes, as we are saying things, and we can see stuff from a mile away, and we might not say it the correct way or the nicer way or whatever. And some people are not in that space when they're really, I mean, ready to receive it yet.
Right.
So they're still there, and you're here. You can see right through what's going on. Like if say like somebody can come to you and say, oh, their wife is cheating, their husband is cheating, or whatever. I mean, no, you're they're coming to you and saying, I'm sorry, they're coming to you and saying, well, he's acting funny or she's acting funny, and
Hmm.
um, these are the signs. And straight off the bat, I'll be like, well, that sounds like they cheating to me.
Right,
Some
right.
people can get easily offended because they're not ready to accept what you're saying yet,
Yeah,
even
okay.
though they know it's possibly, I mean, it's, it might be true. They're not ready to receive it yet. And so my friends always say, if you don't want to know the truth, don't ask Keita. All my
Right.
friends say the same thing, because and sometimes I'm like this too. If I cannot like a person, and one of my friends can come to me, like I cannot like their significant other, and they
Hmm.
can come to me and say, I did this because he was doing this, or I was doing, all these examples, and I'll easily say, you dead wrong.
Right.
You're dead wrong. And they're like, well,
Hmm.
who friend are you? I'm your friend, but you were dead wrong in that situation.
Hmm.
You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So I, my mouth gets me into stuff. That's why I kind of have to keep it quiet sometimes. Because
Yeah,
I can
or
say too much. I can say too much.
and that's where I found myself at, and
Yeah.
I said that okay, I really have to kind of bring it in.
Uh huh.
I would say assess the person or the audience that I'm dealing with, and then kind
Mhm.
of go from there. And then sometimes you just can't ever get it right. You're not going to be able to
Right.
get it right. You can't please everyone.
Right. Yeah,
But
you can't. You
yeah, but
can't. I,
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna drop down because I'm talking too much. But I just wanted
You
you.
you
Huh?
you're helping me to kind of talk about this betrayal and stuff and how
Yeah.
it happened. So no, if you want to stay up here, I'm more than happy for you to be up here.
I just yeah, I'm fine for now. You know I am. I don't like staying on panels too long. But
Okay, okay,
but
okay.
yes, say another example, and I'll end with a bang.
Well, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, like you
Mhm.
said, with the cheating, that's
Mhm.
another betrayal. Not
Oh,
only your
absolutely.
mouth can cause betrayal, but how you
Oh yeah.
deal with relationships can cause betrayal,
Mhm.
whether it's
Mhm.
a physical that you're cheating on your spouse or your significant other. It could be emotional, right? A lot of
Right.
people don't consider emotional cheating as a
That's the
betrayal.
worst. That is
Yeah,
absolutely the worst to me. The
right.
worst, Selena. It's the
Mm-hmm.
worst because
Yeah.
you can sleep with anybody and not never speak to them again in life. But when you are
Right.
emotionally connected to that person,
Hey, Jersey boy.
it's the worst.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Rich, that's not vetted. That is Keita. Keita Weeda. He was asking who was on. Hey, Melly. He was asking who was on the panel.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
Jersey boy. But yeah, that is the worst. So we have the cheating, and I just think of even in history, I can go back to Julius Caesar and who was that?
Oh, and
Marcus Aurelius.
Cleopatra.
Was
Yeah.
it
Uh huh.
uh, uh, Cre-
Cleopatra.
and Cleopatra, and then
Mhm.
Jesus and Judas. I mean, you got
Mhm.
all this kind of things, and so
Yeah.
betrayal has been here from the very beginning. And
Absolutely.
as a little child, I remember in the books of the Bible when the first when what was it, Cain killed Adam. They were
Mm.
brothers, and
Oh,
and
Abel. What is
yeah,
that?
Abel.
No, Abel. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cain. What is it? Cain and Abel. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
I think
I
it
might
was
be saying it wrong.
Cain was the one that killed Abel. So
Mhm.
and even siblings betray other siblings. Isn't that funny?
It. Whew.
Look, don't
Whew.
let somebody die and everybody preparing for the funeral. You got Negroes coming from everywhere. This is mine.
Mhm.
This is mine. I want it this way. I want it that way. They
Mhm.
fighting and betraying other people, trying to
I
get
step
the,
out of the way. I
yeah,
step out of the way. I don't get involved with nothing like that unless it's my parents and I know that they left me something. I'm not
right,
fighting over any of that.
right.
Any of that, and it has to be in writing. If not, y'all can have it. I'm not fighting over that.
Right.
I'm not.
So then you have cousins, and then cousins betraying. I heard a story where
Mhm.
a girl it was her cousin, and I think they were first cousins. What and anyway, the boyfriend of one ended up sleeping with the other cousin, and they ended up getting into a big fight, and the sister got involved in it. One of the sisters got involved in it, and she ended up, and these were African Americans. She ended up stabbing her sister. I guess
What?
she was trying to stop the fight or something, but somehow she ended up getting a knife and stabbing her sister. And her cousin was the one that slept with her sister's boyfriend. I thought
Oh
that
my
was so.
God.
There was betrayal on all ends for that lady,
Right.
and
Right.
unfortunately, she lost her life.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
terrible.
So,
Yeah,
like I
that's
said,
horrible.
it's betrayal in families.
Right.
Sometimes parents betray kids. Sometimes kids betray, their parents. You think
Mm-hmm.
about the kids that ended up killing their parents because they couldn't be with a boyfriend or
Did you
girlfriend.
hear about that little boy that killed his mother? It was a black little boy. It was some months ago,
Uh
and
huh.
it's clear that he had like some mental issues. He had to been like 9 or 10.
Right.
And
I remember
remember,
that.
did you remember that story when he killed her over a video game?
Uh huh.
And he and they told him that when he did, and he said, "Well, how's my video game? Did my video game come?"
Yeah, I said that boy is
Oh my
crazy
god!
as hell.
Woo,
I said
woo,
he is just extremely
woo.
demonic. Something wrong with that child.
Yeah. He has to be like he's never to come out.
No,
Like
he never
someone told you
could.
you killed your mom, and this happened, and you were worried about a video game.
Right. And see, these video games, they cause these kids, I sometimes, if they're not, they're not careful, they'll mix fantasy with reality.
Yeah.
And they sometimes, hey, man, sometimes they can't decide which is reality and what is fantasy. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? They're so mixed
Mhm.
up in the head, some of these kids, and
Yep.
that's really crazy. But yeah, like I said, there's betrayal that happens in a lot of different cases. There's all types of betrayal. Like I said,
Mhm.
your family can betray you, your friends can betray you,
Mhm.
your partner can betray you.
Yep.
Who so there
Anybody. Yeah. Anybody
anybody,
that's close to you can
right?
betray you.
And like I
You
said,
know.
and even some people, I would say I know for in the past, like I said, sometimes you can betray a person not maliciously, but sometimes you can.
Right.
I never made it a practice to go around betraying people. That wasn't
Yeah. Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
I
That's
tried
not
to go
something.
around.
Yeah. I
No.
don't go around doing that. You will betray me unless if you saying me hurting your feelings by me being blunt.
Mhm.
That's not betrayal. That's just me being outspoken. But
Right.
sometimes they can come up. But I don't think it's betrayal. I think it's betrayal when I act on something that I know is
Okay.
dead wrong. That's gonna, that's what I think. Sometimes you
Yeah.
can say something just to hurt someone. I mean, you can say something not knowing so you're hurting someone's feelings.
Right.
But to me, betrayal is an act of something. That's just me.
Yes.
If man, you are good friends, and then like, um, you know that I'm dealing with a certain person, and then you might think that person is cute or whatever, or and you're flirting with that person in my face, knowing that
Mhm.
I'm talking to that person.
Mhm.
That's betrayal. If you're going behind my back, if I'm
Mhm.
say like if I'm venting to you about the person I'm dealing with, right?
Mhm.
And because you like that person some kind of way, and you're like, oh, I'm going to use this to get in, and you
Mhm.
go and tell that person what I said.
Right.
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 You know what I'm saying? My significant other, you're going to tell them what I said. But you're supposed to be
Mhm.
my friend. I've known you longer. So it's the
Right.
act of doing something, not just talking, but the act. That's an act of doing something to me.
Yeah, Jersey Boy, he was saying something about worst betrayal when family's involved. And yeah, it really is. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's more
Mm.
hurtful when
That's the
somebody
worst.
you really
That's the worst.
love, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That
When
you
you're related to that person. Yeah.
exactly when you've grown
Mm-hmm.
up with someone,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the hurtful part.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think, have I ever had, I mean, not really, no real betrayal with family. Besides, sometimes you get cousins. I know when I was growing up as a little girl, you have some of your cousins your age, and y'all talk about each other behind your back, behind their
Uh,
backs, and then
yeah.
the other cousin say, "Well, she said this about you," but I have never so far, and as my grandmother say, keep living. So hopefully I
Right.
won't, but it does happen. It does
Yeah.
happen.
I usually just say it to him. I
Hmm.
just say it to him. I'm
Right.
sorry. I just say it to him. If I said, if somebody called me, like one of my cousins called me and say my other cousin, your sibling did something, and I'm like chopping it up with them saying stuff.
Hmm.
You better believe when my other cousin called to tell me whatever, I'm
Hmm.
gonna say how I feel.
Right.
So even if I'm going to say it either way. So
Right.
whatever I say behind the scenes or to that other person, I'm going to say it to you too. It's just how
Right.
I am because I for
Hmm.
me first, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I agree with you. Now I did see some kind of situation where I have a cousin that had a situation where well, I had three cousins that kind of they planned one of my birthday parties last year. And it was a good, I had a great time. And I couldn't invite, like I told you, I have a huge family. So I couldn't invite everyone. Actually, I could only invite seven. So even some of my friends couldn't come. So I invited, like seven cousins that I was kind of close with, and to come, and our first activity was doing the strip pole. So we did the pole dancing.
Mhm.
And that was the first time I've ever done it. Well, I wanted to invite three other cousins, but my cousin told me, one of my cousins said, "Well, we can only have seven," and she said, they might not be able to come, because they got to get somebody to keep their kids. And she said, so I know, hey, 22, I know that they probably won't be able to come, and because it's only can be seven people. So I said, well,
Right.
fine. So I explained that because when I saw them, and I said, this is what's going on. I said, it was limited people, and I said, you probably, the person, my other cousin said, you probably couldn't make it because somebody had to keep your kids. And, I just wanted, she was just looking out for you guys or whatever. But the next time I have something, I'll make sure I'll let you know. Well, they felt like the other cousin betrayed them because they weren't invited. And I'm like, no, didn't you hear what I said? I tried to explain it to them, but they was not, they didn't want to hear it. They wasn't so much mad at me, but they was mad at the other cousin. And I was like, oh Lord. And they felt like, basically, I really felt like they felt like that cousin betrayed them just because and see, and some people use silly things like that to kind of, I would say, be mad at somebody or feel a certain way. But
I'll say this, and my phone about to die. And
okay.
sometimes that person might feel that person. You have to look at it from both sides. I totally understand your side, but
Mhm.
these people probably said, "Well, she already made a decision for me, and she didn't even, consult with me first." So you have to look at it from
Yeah.
both sides. So it was like she already had in her head, like, "Oh, she has to, find a babysitter, this and this and that." And it's like, well, you didn't even consult with me to see if I can find a babysitter. So it's like both sides. I get what your other cousin was saying, but
Mhm.
I also understand what the cousin who was upset was meaning too, because it was like you made a decision for me and you didn't even
Yeah.
ask me. So
But
it's
it
like
was
from both sides.
it was also my fault because I felt like I should have kept stressing I could only have seven people because they were paying for the event. I wasn't paying for it, right? I had three cousins that came together and paid for the event for us to do that. So it was kind of like I think I should have stressed it more that it was only seven people. And so I picked the seven, that I were more closer to. So maybe that would have made it better. But like I said, people are going to feel how they're going to feel at the end of the day.
Right. That's
Um,
very true. Very
and
true.
you just try not to hurt people's feelings, but sometimes it's inevitable.
Yeah.
People are gonna feel how they want to feel,
Yes,
you
you're
know.
right.
And
Yeah.
I thank you so much, Keita.
Yeah.
I know you have to go,
Yeah.
but you helped me to get through this this live. Anybody would like to come up? I'm gonna put the
I'm
oh,
writing
and
down. I'm gonna
I have
drop down.
and I got your package too. I'm excited.
Okay. Tell me how
I'm,
you like it. Tell me how you like it. All
I
right,
know
I'm
I
dropping
will.
down, honey. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, sweetie. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the chat if anybody else would like to come up. Like I said, it's just about how betrayal does hurt. And sometimes there's no easy way to handle it. It's no easy way sometimes. But just understand that people are people. And being hurt in this life is inevitable. You can't get away from it. Period. You just can't. You can't get away from it. So you have to make the decision how you're going to allow being betrayed, how you're going to allow it to affect you. I know for me, like I told you, I got into a kind of a deep depression when I got betrayed by somebody I actually really cared about. And it was really a deep kind of feeling. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt so sad that it took a lot for me just to get up and get my day started because the betrayal was so deep because I grew attached to that person, right? And sometimes when you get attached to people emotionally, it's even worse than physical. It to me it's like, yes, sometimes physical stamps your feelings and your relationship with the person, but when it's more emotional, to me it's more damaging. You can't put your hand, or you can't take any medicine to deal with it emotionally when someone really hurts you. When someone really betrays you, especially a person that you really cared about. Once I'm done with you, that's it. No more discussion. Right, right. And see, for me to get there, they actually would have to betray me to the point to no return. Like I just couldn't. And I think any type of betrayal, some things can be forgiven. I mean, I was always taught it's best to forgive people, but I do understand that just because you forgive people, that don't mean you have to be a fool. That don't mean you have to allow these people in your life again. That don't mean you have to talk to a person again. That don't mean you have to even engage with a person. As far you just don't have to deal with a person. If you've been betrayed by somebody, you don't have to have them in your life. I do believe in forgiveness, but that's only because I'll have to forgive for myself. I'm not forgiving for them, because if I forgive for them, it'll never get done. It'll never get done. Because some people, you think about when you've betrayed by somebody. Sometimes when you've been betrayed by somebody, they don't even think and see that they did anything wrong. They gone on about their life after they done screwed you over. You just have to pick it up and pick yourself up and learn from the situation and basically heal from it. Like some a Jersey boy said, sometimes family is the worst. I can imagine family being the worst. Like I said, I haven't had any real situations to where I felt betrayed or anything from a family member. But I can imagine with me being close to someone, just like family, I felt that deep hurt, but it wasn't blood. So I can understand how it can be very difficult even with family. Shit, who you telling? I know that's right. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have wives and husbands that betray other people. They betray their the significant other, you know. And I can imagine that's the worst part, because you've been with the person emotionally, mentally, and you sexually. you know. And when you have had that soul tie with someone, it's even more hurtful. It's more like, I would say sometimes, I don't know, maybe sometimes divorce can be a betrayal, right? Your age is important, Selena. Okay, thank you. um it's I would say even that maybe sometimes divorce can be a betrayal, because maybe you always felt like you would always be with that person. You would raise your kids with that person until they got 18, they have to go to college, they at the house, y'all will still be together. And then all of the sudden something in the relationship, it turns, and it turns for the worse. So it's like when it turns for the worse, you got to deal with the death of a relationship. And from my understanding, I've had a cousin that had a divorce, and she said that it is just like a death. She had to go through grieving. She had to go through grieving. Well, first of all, her husband betrayed her. He, cheated on her for probably a number of years, maybe. And then she decided to end the divorce. She decided to end the marriage, and they ended up going through a divorce. And she said that it felt like a death to her. It felt like this person, not only is he not here, but it felt like he died, you know. And that's how sometimes in relationships we get close to us, we get close to each other, and when we get close to people, um it really affects us. It depends on your age. Okay, I see what you're saying. YouTube doesn't matter at this point. Right, right. When people are close to you and they betray you, it's kind of like, what, some people get suicidal. Some people get suicidal because they can't deal with the pain of being betrayed by somebody they actually cared about. Okay. Can you flying? I don't know what this is. Can you kind of cam up to make me see you a person, please? See you in the background. Okay. I'm let you up. Hey, hey, old head, how are you, sweetie?
How you do it? Headed for the stove. I'm here.
How
I'm
you?
here. I'll be right back. I just came
Okay.
in. Came in when I was on the road, but I'm gonna hit you right back. I'm still here. I'm just,
Okay.
but
Okay.
as far as betrayal go, I mean, it depends on your age. Is what I'm trying to tell you. When it just happened to
Hmm.
you, do you to be traumatized? Some people, are, I mean, that's something you got to go through.
You're right. Right. And so
But
it's inevitable. 22 is inevitable betrayal.
it depends on your age, and you might be the dirt bag to betray somebody, depending on your
Right.
age and what you've
Hmm.
been through, and you know what I'm saying, and
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying. Have you been gaslighted? Now, gaslight wasn't a store. What even a spelling word?
Hmm. Hmm.
Gaslight. Gaslight wasn't even a spelling word.
No, they just
I
came out
mean,
with that word.
yeah, it came out, but but that meaning
Uh-huh.
you being coerced to do something, or you coerced to get out of your character, or you being a what's the word in a position to get used. Well,
Right.
that wasn't a word. That wasn't a word. Not even 10 years ago.
Right, right. And yeah, and basically a lot of these new words is basically describing old words, just like betraying or betrayal. It's just the same thing. They just made a different name, I would say. But it's all the same. It's all the same to
Mic
me.
check.
I hear you. Oh, congratulations. Huh?
Put you on camera.
Yeah,
Mic
I'm on
check.
my phone. Mhm. Do you hear me?
Hang on. They got a light blue. What is that?
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. I'm in the
Mhm.
store.
Okay. Okay.
And you are in Houston, right?
No, I'm in Dallas.
Oh, okay,
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so Captain Wolf said the Denver Nuggets. Okay, NBA championship. Great. Congratulations. That's who I wanted to win was Denver. So great. And I totally forgot.
Obviously, you're not from California. You from Midwest.
Uh, I'm from the South.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
from the South. You all that, right? But y'all hate the West. Everybody hate the West. At least y'all have a healthy hate.
Yeah.
That's
But
our chip.
yeah.
That's our chip. Denver is high mediocre. You didn't get the full you didn't get the full dose.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that ain't no live series.
Mm-hmm.
The series of the whole series was Lakers and the Warriors. You good? We good? All right. Thank you, sir. Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you, Steve. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I don't want to do a show with my bullshit.
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through, sweetie. I really
No,
appreciate you.
I appreciate your show, but
Oh,
I
thank
appreciate your
you.
show, but I want to come here with some sense, man. I want to come here all drunken on that
Okay.
bullshit.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Oh, head. Thank you
Yeah,
so
because
much.
honestly, I appreciate what you're doing. You're
Thank
doing what
you.
you're doing what the Bayhive can't do.
Okay, thank you, sweetie. All right, you have a blessed night. Okay.
All right,
All right.
100.
Yeah. And you said, okay, Jersey boy said, I felt that way before in my okay, in a divorce. Right. So you and my cousin that you agree. It is like a death, So and a lot of people have experienced that, but some people like Cheeky, she said she had a party. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So Cheeky, it didn't feel like a death to you, even though you were relieved. Some people, like I said, some people they like, baby, I'm glad that's over and done with. I don't ever want to experience that again. And some people are like, that was very dramatic. It just depends on the situation and it depends on the person and how close your relationship was, the things that y'all shared. You know what I'm saying? Nothing hurts, I would say, worse than someone that you really love, but that betrays you, whether it's emotionally, physically, whatever way. Nothing hurts the worst for somebody that's closest to you. And sometimes recovering from that is even harder. I was thinking about a young man that I knew. He went through a divorce. His wife cheated on him. And as he went through that divorce, hey Harley, as he went through that divorce, he was very down and depressed. The only thing that kept him moving was his son, and his son ended up coming to live with him. And I would say his son was his saving grace. Sometimes we have certain things in our lives when we go through a deep betrayal by someone we truly love. There's certain things that become our saving grace. And I believe his son was his saving grace. And as he went through that situation, he ended up, you know, trying new things, and he ended up before he was married he was into art. He did a lot of artwork, and but after the situation with his wife, he stopped doing art. And then he started regaining some type of confidence, and he started doing his art again, putting his art in different museums, and people was actually liking his artwork, right? And so he ended up meeting a nice young lady that she wasn't looking. She had been divorced, and he was divorced. She was just they were just friends. Bye, Captain Wolf. I'm glad to see you, sweetie. They just became friends. Ended up, after they were friends for like a year and a half, they ended up being engaged. And now they're getting married in August. You see, so this is what I'm saying. Sometimes betrayal can be a blessing in disguise. Sometimes betrayal can get you closer to where you need to be. And every situation that we happen in our in happens in our life, whether good or bad, it should even, oh, you still here? It either brings the best out of you and the worst out of you. Do you think some of the things that I've been through, where sometimes I have been betrayed on this app or whatever I was dealing in my personal life, do you think that if none of that happened to me, would have gotten a channel? I would not have gotten a channel. You would have never heard me except every now and then on someone else's panel, but I would never have thought in a wildest dream to even start a channel, right? So sometimes when you go through betrayal, when you go through bad things in life, do something with it. And when I say do something with it, I'm saying make it to where it brings out the best in you instead of the worst. And what did Jersey Boy say? Yeah, I was depressed because it was like my best friend died, but everybody marriage is different, right? That's right. It just depends on who it is. What Harley say? I had a black divorce party. I will never get married again. And that's exactly what my cousin said. And now she's getting married. So we'll see, Harley. I'm gonna be coming to your wedding pretty soon. Hold on just a second. Yes, oh head. How are you, sweetie?
Okay, I'm back again. I'm back from the stove. Hey, look, man,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my annoyance. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. I like I told you, I appreciate you for even coming up and giving me
Yeah,
a shout out. Thank you.
yeah. Oh, yeah. But I want to tell you this. I felt like I was denied by the United States or betrayed by the whole country. I feel that way. At,
Why
at,
did
at,
you feel
at
that way?
at one time, it was really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a
Oh, okay.
combat veteran. I'm a combat veteran. I've been fucked over by these motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah. See, even veterans are betrayed, I would think
Yeah,
sometimes by.
I'm not talking boyfriend girlfriend betrayal and all that shit.
Yeah,
Or a best friend lied on you under pressure and both.
right, right,
So when I say that, I just want you to understand that
right,
if this is your age and if this is how you handle it, the advice you give. But some motherfuckers, we see it every day on the news. Every fucking day on the news, we see it, don't we, sweetie?
right. Yeah, a lot of things that our veterans have to go through, they shouldn't have to because
Yeah,
they've
but
made the sacrifice to me.
it depends on what you've been through and your age and all
Right.
kind of shit coming, how you handle it. But if you have been betrayed, I suggest you let it go because you would
Right.
never do that. You would never do that to another person. What was done to you?
Hey, Tuber Chat. Right. The unfortunate thing, when people are betrayed, well, when people betray other people, they really don't have sometimes a conscience, or they really just don't care. That's just
They
yeah.
hey that's okay. Is that an explosion or an implosion?
Um, I don't. I guess I wouldn't know how to put that
Okay,
with
okay,
what I
okay.
just said.
In your case, you ain't got to answer that if you don't want to. But
Hmm.
in your case,
Hmm.
when you was betrayed, what did you explode or did you implode or did you
I
um
did both. I did both.
okay, okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did both. Sometimes I can have quite a temper. Usually for the most part, I try to stay mild mannered. I try to really think about things before I do things because I do understand whatever you do, you're gonna have consequences behind it, right? So you have to be very cautious of what you do. But sometimes I allow my emotions to get in the way. And when my emotions get in the way, I do explode. But I'm
Well,
learning as I get older to not do that.
you gotta understand why are you angry? Because
I guess
you're hungry.
I guess even though people are people, you expect people to treat you like you want to be like you've treated them, I would say. So if I treat you in a certain way
I'm
and
saying
you turn around and
it's
stab
one
me in
thing.
the back, hmm? Yeah, I mean if you
Treat people the way you want. You treat people the way you want to be treated.
Right.
In a world of kindness for weakness, and the heat's turned up.
Hmm.
I'm not debating you. I'm just saying what my observation, your observation. But betrayal is
Yeah.
out there. A lot of scams out there. All that shit is out there.
Right.
It ain't
Right.
even funny. It ain't even funny.
Hey,
And we
cornbread.
dirtbagging it out.
Yeah, right. And see, that's the thing. Like I say, some things I don't take it as personal, where I explode like I do if it's somebody that's more closer to me.
That you
Somebody,
expect better from.
yeah, and that I have been nice to and tried to help. And if they did something towards me that betrayed me, that would hurt so much more. That would hurt to the core because I have tried to treat them in the way that I wanted to be treated. You get what I'm saying? And then when I trusted them to do what was right towards me because I did what was right towards them and they do the total opposite, then yeah, that's gonna make me
Look,
feel a
younger.
certain way.
Look. It's who you're trying to help and how old you were and how the person you were that you're trying to help. You got
Right.
your maturity levels. I mean, a whole lot is involved here. That when you were betrayed,
Mhm.
I'm an old head, so I'm just telling you.
Mhm.
But at your age, when you were betrayed, what were you going through? What were they going through? Loyalties change, all kind of shit.
Right. Right.
It was where you was at as your level of loyalty, your level of what you going through at the time. You needed somebody, and they come through. They
Yeah.
fumble.
Yeah, they fumbled the ball, as they would say. They fumbled the ball. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I've gotten better. Hey, K Smooth, I gotten better. I just learned how to deal with people accordingly. And sometimes if I seem to lose my head, I kind of get myself back together faster than I
Before that
did
happened,
before.
keep
Uh-huh.
mentioning that happened live and you on YouTube.
Huh? Oh, you talking to
Keep
someone?
mentioning that happened live and you on YouTube. Betrayal.
Oh, oh, I can't hear you. I,
Oh,
no, I
I'm gonna
can't
go and
hear.
come back.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and somebody if you would like to come up, let me see. I'm gonna put my link. Thank you, YouTuber, for coming through. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that has came through so far. We're just talking about how betrayal is a muffo, which basically means you know what is betrayal is a and betrayal hurts and it's different types of betrayal people experience every day, you experience, and sometimes you can be the betrayer. Sometimes you can hurt people without knowing it, or you can know it. Some things we do knowingly and some things we do unknowingly. And when we know that we've betrayed somebody, well then how do we recover from that? How do we recover a relationship? And that could be a friendship, it could be a romantic it relationship, it can be different types of relationships, right? And so like I said, I just know that being betrayed, it's sometimes inevitable because like I said, you're dealing with people. Everybody has not been raised like you. Everybody does not see a betrayal in the same way. Some people have a different definition than what betrayal is. They don't see betrayal the same way you do. I see it as, if I'm trusting you with some information and you're taking this information and giving it to other people, I see that as betrayal, right? I see as if, say, for instance, if I'm dating someone and then you sleep with that person or you go out of your way to be with that person, I see that as betrayal. You know, I see it as being someone that is untrustworthy, that tries to basically take something from you, use your kindness for weakness, and not care anything about how you feel, even though you have showed them kindness, you have showed them love. You know what I'm saying? So they take your kindness for weakness. That's how I see betrayal. And I learned to deal with it I just learned to deal with it as best as as I can. And sometimes if you're not careful, being betrayed will it can cause you to be in a depression, you know, and you just have to know how to kind of get out of that. And it's different for everybody. Like I said, I when I was telling you about that story about the guy that was betrayed by his wife, it was hard for him. But like I said, when you have sometimes when you have a saving grace, it helps you to get through. But the hard part is when you don't have a saving grace, when you don't have something that you actually have to live for. You know what I'm saying? It's always something to live for, but some people can go through some big betrayal by somebody they love, and they never come back from that. They get so in depressed and in the hole, they want to commit, they want to unlive themselves, right? And that's just not the way to be. You don't ever want to get that far. The only way out of betrayal is good advice. Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it too. I've been betrayed in every way. Okay. And I'm not laughing at you for that, but I understand. I think I have too. Um, I think most people have. Either like I said, I've been saying, either we've betrayed someone or they've betrayed us. You know, sometimes if you are hearted natured, I would say, or a kind person, you try to do what is decent to other people. You get betrayed, I think, the most, right? Because you're coming in thinking that everybody kind of sees things like you do, but that's not always the case. Sometimes people that you really when you're good hearted and good natured, you really expect people to see things the way you see things, or relationships the way you see relationships, and they don't see it that way. They don't see it that way. They don't know what loyalty is. They don't know what being good to another person means or how it's supposed to be, because they're so messed up in the head. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Oh, head.
Only reason I pull up because I like you.
Oh, okay.
You totally marketable. You're totally marketable. Totally marketable. Totally marketable. Talk
Okay.
good sense. You talk good sense.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I try to live
Mhm.
by what I say too. Let's
Yeah,
see.
you good. You good people. You good people. You got a good heart. You fine. All that.
Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate
I
it.
wouldn't be here if you weren't fine. Let's just be honest.
Okay. You
But
kind of make it.
betray. Okay, okay. Betrayal to a woman, betrayal to a man.
Uh-huh.
I don't. Let's talk from the perspective where there's no blurred lines or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your word
Uh-huh.
is your word, and then you
Your
you
word
see
is your.
if you between the age you are when you balk on that shit.
Yeah. I would say it's a little also some maturity, like mental. You have to have some mental maturity too to deal with things, because and you're right, everybody is not at the same level, and I would say mentally. So they can't take they take either
Oh,
information wrong,
yep.
and it's like, okay, or
No.
they don't know how
Okay.
to handle certain situations.
Hey, hey,
Mhm.
hey, can you pause for a second? Because
Okay.
I talk too much, but I have to say this.
Okay.
Uh, um, yeah, the transfer information is so it's not being done correctly, and people
Right.
fly off the handle.
Right.
Especially been through that before, and you see some shit like a sex scandal or something between the homies or something. Oh, she was
Uh-huh.
fucking him, or he was doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mm-hmm.
if people have been through that before, say you
Yes.
haven't been through that. Some people are late bloomers. It depends on what
Yeah.
age
Some
you
people
are,
are.
how they handle that shit. Because
Mm-hmm.
a astronaut, I don't know what a chick's name. Astronaut shit her pants on a 16-hour trip to go see her cheating boyfriend.
Yeah. I
Remember
remember
that?
that. I
Hey,
remember that.
hey, 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 that's PTSD, but okay.
Yeah, that's weird. I think about. I don't know if you remember that story. What was that girl's name? She was I think she was a Hispanic girl, and she was dating this guy who was a Mormon. And is that the same story? Or no, this is somebody. This is the astronaut. But the Hispanic girl ended up. She felt betrayed by the guy, and Miss Regina, she ended up getting betrayed by the guy, and she ended up killing that guy in the shower, and she stabbed him. I don't know, hundreds of times. She stabbed that man because she felt betrayed because he ended up moving on. He basically saw her as just a side piece, and he wanted another
Well,
woman because,
some guys think it can happen to them.
yeah, uh-huh. And like I said, and then you get some men that when they feel betrayed, they'll kill you too, come back and kill you. And now these people now are dismembering bodies and stuff. I said these people getting real deep with
Like
this.
I said, gaslight wasn't the word I wish I had that word when I was a junior high. Gaslight.
Right. Oh, okay, smooth.
Understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
kids. I put it that way. I got kids.
oh, okay. How you doing, K Smooth?
What
Can
up,
you hear
chat?
me?
Oh yes, I'm just checking my audio to see if it sounds okay.
It's
Oh, okay.
terrible. It's terrible, nigga.
Oh, okay. Be nice. So,
I ain't being nice.
yeah,
It's
all right.
terrible.
Uh, okay. K Smooth. So, what you have to add to this conversation?
Okay, I was just saying that everybody is on different levels of intelligence. See, that's what all of this like. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just listening to what you was saying about what somebody sees. You know what I'm saying? Like they might not understand what loyalty, like how I might see loyalty mean or betrayal mean. See what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Has a low level of intelligence, more likely to do things that they don't even know what they're doing to
Right.
cause somebody to feel betrayed.
So basically, you're saying how a person is raised, it does have something to do with how they see certain things like loyalty and treating people right, correct? Is that what you meant?
I wouldn't even. I don't even know if it has something to do with how you was raised. I believe it got something to do with your DNA, your genetic makeup.
No. Some people never been under pressure.
Okay. So you think it has something to do with your DNA? Now that, yeah, because well, it could go
I
it
like
could
that though.
go
I like
back.
that. I ain't gonna lie. I like
It,
that though. I ain't
yeah, but
gonna.
yeah, but K Smooth is
That's where
on to
we come
something.
from completely.
Yeah, oh head,
DNA.
but K, okay, good night, realist. Something because sometimes I don't know if y'all ever heard of generational curses, where some things that we some of our behaviors, most of it's the negative, we get it maybe from maybe our grandfather, our father. Like, say for instance, if you have a anger problem, sometimes that comes from you seeing your father angry and then his father was angry. Is that kind of what you're saying with is it like a generational curse when you're talking about the DNA?
Uh, no, Miss Lena. What I mean is like, okay, we are souls inside of a body. Like,
Mm-hmm.
who created me? Like, I had a mother and father, right?
Right.
Both of them. My mother had to have a mother and a father for her to be here. My father had to have a mother and a father for him to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Okay.
goes, okay, both of my grandparents, they had to have a mother and father for both of them to be here. My grandmother and grandfather on my mother's side. Then on my father's side, my grandmother and grandfather, they had to have a mother and father. And it goes all the way back. See, that's how I end up coming here. That's my DNA.
Okay.
What created
Okay.
from all generations.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right
what
now
I'm
in the
saying is
present.
like the
Right now in the present,
genes.
you are who you are.
The genes is what's created you. Like you know what I'm saying? Genes is what's
Okay.
passed down. That's what's going to determine your level of intelligence, your mentality, your heart, your understanding,
Gotcha.
your kindness,
Gotcha.
everything.
Okay. Okay. I got you. I got you now. Because before I was a little lost, but I got you now. So yeah, it can be genetically, and that could be genetically is sometimes your behavior as well. Is that so? Is that what you're saying? Because I want to
It's the
make sure.
parent.
You
It's
can't
what
deny the
it's
tendencies you
what
may have.
created us. Like
Okay. One mic. Now, what were you saying, Case Move?
what I'm saying is like we're all created. We have different levels of intelligence.
Yes.
Everybody's not gonna be on the same level. You gonna have some very high people with very high levels of intelligence. You people with
Hmm.
mid level understanding,
Right.
intelligence, and then you gonna have some people with some level of intelligence. See what I'm saying? And we meeting each other.
Yeah.
We're all meeting, and depending on our level of understanding, that's how we gonna relate to each other. That's how we gonna either be with each other, or either is we not gonna be able to get along. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I'm not gonna like. I'm a very kind person, so I'm not gonna like somebody that's very rude and unkind.
Right.
I'm a
It,
very understanding and loving person. I'm not gonna like a spiteful and selfish person. You see what I'm saying? So it's just
correct.
it all depends on who the person is, and that's
Correct.
the your
What you telling us
intelligence.
is,
It's really the soul in the person.
I
It's
appreciate
re-
that.
it's
I
really the
appreciate what you're saying.
soul. Hmm. Yeah,
Ma'am,
I agree with you, K Smooth. Now, what were you saying? Did you had something else you were adding to that?
who
Oh,
me?
uh-huh. Or are you still talking? Or was
Oh
that
yes,
oh
ma'am. See,
uh
because see, we know right from wrong. It's just
right.
people
Yep.
want to do what they want to do, and see that's the soul. People gonna do what they want to do. They know what they doing. We know right from wrong from babies.
Right. Right. Yeah,
And
you
you
know
grow up to be an adult, man. It's just people. This is the soul of people that you're dealing with. It's just that you can't see the soul, but you can tell by how a person does what they
it. Okay. He's going in and out.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
to add on what he's saying is when I was in I
you'll
read
be
this
able to
book.
see what's inside them, pay attention to what their actions and what they're doing.
You know what, K Smooth, you made a lot of sense, and I understand exactly what you're talking about. And you know what? I'm gonna need you to come up here a little bit more often when you get a chance. Please
Oh yes,
come on my panel. I would appreciate
you
it.
need to subscribe to me because I be this the type of stuff that I love to talk
Okay.
about or even
Can
share and
Chiki, put his link in the chat. I'm gonna have to unfortunately we having some bad weather in the Dallas area. It's a tornado warning. So I'm gonna have to end this live right now. It's so there the alarm, is
Okay,
going off.
I can tell the
So
audio's
uh-huh, yes, it's a
I'm
little
out of here.
sketchy.
Run to the shelter, man. Run to the shelter. I want you to be safe. I'm gonna check on you.
Okay.
I'm gonna check on you in the morning.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, K Smooth. Please put K Smooth's link. If it's a mod that's still here, I want his link to be put up so we can check him out. I appreciate everybody that's a part of my live today, even those that are in the chat. I'm about to get off. Like I said, it's a tornado warning in Dallas area. So thank you, Captain Wolf. And I hope that you guys have a safe night as well. I'm going to take cover. So love you to Reese's Pieces. Okay, guys. Be blessed. And
just
K Smoot, make sure put your if nobody put your link in the chat, can you put it on my in the comment section, so when I have some
Yes,
time,
ma'am.
I can share it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
All
ma'am. I
right.
definitely will.
All right. Thank you, K Smooth. Thank you, everybody that came through. I'm about to take cover. Have a blessed night. Love you to Reese's Pieces. Good night.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.